we really wanted to go sandboarding, which is basically the same thing as snowboarding, only on sand. And so we kept walking around to all these petrol stations because we heard that you can buy a board that you can just sit on and, slide down kind of like a toboggan for going to the snow. But, Sunday, everything was closed. So we ended up finding this, ghetto piece of cardboard, and we were trying to find actual dunes, but it was pretty far. So we ended up going just to a little tiny hill, and Esther sits on the top of it, and, on the cardboard she tries to slide down, doesn't move anywhere. And so she's like, trying to slide. Austin runs up behind her, starts pushing her down the sand, hill. So that was our experience with sandboarding. Not very exciting, not like the pros, but we still had a really, really great time. So after that, we went to the Warman Tower, and everyone is really, really trusting there because it's such a small town. So we went in, and it was a Sunday, so we said, hey, can we get the key? We wanted to go, check it out. And they were, yeah, sure. They just gave us the key, no deposit, nothing, not even a name. So we went up to the top of the tower, and you can see everything, and it's really cool. You can see where the ocean meets the sand dunes, and just the city, and it was really, really beautiful. Just, you look one way, and it's complete desert. You look the other way, and it's ocean. And so I don't think there's anywhere else in the world where you can experience something like that. So that was really, really cool. The next day we were there, we drove back to Walvis Bay after breakfast, again at Village Cafe. This time I got, it was like a crepe type thing with honey drizzled on top. Esther got a similar thing, but she wasn't feeling very good, so she kept asking the waitress if she could have ice cream on top. So eventually the waitress was like, yeah, sure, I'll just substitute the cream for ice cream. Well, it comes out, and there's little, black things in her honey, and I look at it, and I'm like, hold on, don't take a bite yet. And mine looks perfectly fine. Mine doesn't have black things in it. And so I look a little bit closer, and they're dead ants in her honey. And so I'm like, just eat it. It's probably supposed to be like that, because we both have honey, and mine's fine. But alas, she calls the waitress over, and the waitress starts apologizing profusely. The rest of us were like, this must be the way they do it in Africa. But she sent it back because she didn't want any ants, I guess. My friend Austin got a bacon and banana sandwich, which he said was actually pretty good. I don't know how that combination of bacon and banana works, but it smelled really funky. So once we got back to Walvis Bay, we just hung out around that place. A few people went to the grocery store and things like that. We went to Harry Pepper's for dinner, and the picture on the side of the building is this little man in a big sombrero, but you go inside and it's pizza. It's all pizza, that's all they serve. So that was a little bit interesting, their perception of who makes pizza or something. I'm not really sure what they were thinking. So then the next day we woke up, we slept in a little bit because it was our last day, and we went to Spur for lunch. And so we heard that you could get strudel there, and Esther had been wanting strudel, but we walk in and the entire decor is of sleeping Mexicans and Indians and all this really stereotypical Mexican and Indian artwork and statues and totem poles and really crazy things. And we sat down wondering what kind of food it would be. It was everything you could ever want. They had, the basic, Mexican food like you would expect, enchiladas, burritos, tacos, things like that. But they also had sushi and Asian noodles and steak and calamari. I don't know, you could have gotten anything there, basically. So yeah, after that we just went back to the boat and hung out for a little bit. We ended up doing picture sharing all of the pictures from Namibia, which was really great because a lot of the group pictures were taken by other people. But for the most part, Namibia was just a really great place to relax and just, take a breather for a few days. We definitely did notice the blending of cultures. I think the most was one of the things that really, really did stick out in my mind. Just because you wouldn't really expect a small little town in Africa to have a KFC, but there was a KFC there. There was one in Swakopmund, and there was one in Walvis Bay, and I heard from people who ate there that it was a little bit funky, but still, the impacts of westernization and globalization definitely still do have its impact on the smaller places in the world. So that was interesting to see. But that was my experiences in Namibia. I hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to you later. Bye.